G'day everyone, welcome back to Pete's Investing. Today is May the 16th, 2023. This is the nat gas price update. Our weekly is still showing a neutral indication of a bullish or bearish movement, whereas the daily has broken up into a bullish momentum. So let's have a look at more closely. On the weekly and all the charts, we look at the triple moving average of the price chart. That's moving average 3, 5 and 60. And on the CCI 150, our secondary indicator, we look at the moving average 5 and 50. When they're both aligned, it shows, when they're both aligned short, it shows a short signal or a bearish signal. When they're both aligned long, it shows a bullish signal. At the moment, it's they differ, so there's a neutral signal. So at the moment, it's still undecided whether we should be going long or short, so avoid primarily going any direction at this point. Whereas on the daily chart, that's broken up into a bullish momentum, and that was evident some time ago. We had a bullish divergence on the CCI versus a bearish divergence on the price chart, and that's still playing out, and it's finally broken. Both indicators are showing alignment, so it's showing a bullish movement. So you can probably carefully trade this on a daily only on the lower time frames, but again, I prefer to be conservative and trade when the weekly and the daily are aligned. But looking more closely at this daily chart, you can see here we've drawn a Fibonacci retracement during that high and low, and that key resistance area at 30.50 is just below the 23% level. So we've got a closer resistance where it's bounced off that a couple of times, and it's heading towards there now at this 25.56 level. It did bounce off this 20.64 support area, but you'll notice there is a diagonal. If I zoom out, it's a diagonal ascending trend line, and it bounced off that more recently a couple of times on those two areas. So looking at the 1 hour chart, and again you can trade on any lower time frame below the daily, we've got, first off I just want to highlight between the support and resistance lines, that minor resistance there is at 25.56, as I said, which happens to be the 50% level. So it bounced off that once, and now it's approaching that again with some increased price action over the last 48 hours since the opening of the trade this week. So again, to be more positive, we want to see it break above that 61% level, which will be our next level of resistance if it breaks through this initial stage. But I've also drawn these two diagonal trend lines, and it may actually rest, that's actually close to that resistance area, so it may actually rest near that resistance in the near term. I've also got up here a back test using that same strategy for buying. It's going long only. So you can see there during that period there were single trades entered, but there was a couple of multiple trades entered there in terms of the average down approach. Again, this is only going long. You can apply the same logic going short using those moving averages on those two time frames. Using again, when we trade this, primarily this is going through the whole time period. When trading, again, primarily trade when both the weekly and the daily are aligned. So at the moment, the daily is long, but the weekly is not there yet. Probably have to wait for that to really break into the upside to take any long positions, but you could trade that if your risk appetite is appropriate for lower time frames. Anyway, to understand this and other trading strategies, reference the links in the description below. Subscribe to my Patreon page for extra support. We look at exclusive weekly stock scans and currencies and commodities. Subscribe, like and share the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in a future video.